What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 9, A Beautiful Thing is Never Perfect. So let's get started with Danielle and Johan. So Danielle arrives at the apartment that Johan picked for the both of them. And for the most part, she's okay with the apartment, but she says that she doesn't see them living there long term. So this is just a temporary stop to, I don't know what, another apartment somewhere. Because I don't see them having a whole bunch of money anytime soon. So I don't see things like, I don't see their living arrangement improving that much. So anywho, so as we all know, Danielle follows the religion of Ifa, and she wants Johan to get a spiritual reading from her Baba, her spiritual leader. So they get on FaceTime with Baba, and he tells Johan that Johan was born with a crown on his head, that Johan needs to eat more sweet things because he needs to realize how sweet life is, and that Johan needs to be careful of his throat and be careful of bones and mushrooms. So Johan was confused. Not as confused as I was, because Baba didn't give too much explanation on why he was saying the things that he was saying. Okay, so being born with a crown on your head, what does that mean? Does that mean that he is descended from royalty? Does that mean that people treat him like a king? Does that mean that people see him as a leader? What the hell does that mean? And the thing about being careful of bones and mushrooms, why? Being careful for his throat. Why? What do these things mean, Baba? What is the explanation? You're supposed to tell us the meaning of life. What do these things mean? So after that, they're having a conversation about religion, and Johan tells Danielle, hey, I did your little reading with your Baba. I thought it was cute and everything, and I like Mr. Baba, but don't think that I'm going to be converting to Ifa. I don't know if Danielle is expecting him to do that, or I don't know if she's sort of like, I don't know what the hell she's expecting as far as the whole religious aspect, but he told her, in case you have any weird ideas about me converting, let go of those ideas, because I'm going to stick with what I know, with what I was born into, with what my family knows. So I'm not converting to anything else. So as we're having this conversation, the lights go out and Danielle is looking around like, what the hell just happened? I thought it was because I know in a lot of countries, they have these power outages periodically throughout the day. So I thought that that's what happened. It was like a blackout. It was just a blackout in their apartment. Everybody else still had their lights. So Johan says that the bill needs to get paid. And he's telling her, you are going to pay it. And Danielle was upset because she's like, why didn't you tell me that the bill was coming overdue or whatever? I would have taken care of it. Now they got to run around and probably pay all kinds of extra fees and late fees and turn on fees, etc. So she starts talking about how maybe he's just not ready for marriage or whatever she was saying. And I'm like, girl, Danielle, you don't think that we have any sympathy for you, do you? Because you went on vacation and you decided to marry the guy that was an exercise instructor at your resort, at your hotel, whatever the hell it was. You expect us to have sympathy for you? Rushed and got married to this guy who was just your exercise instructor. And you left your whole entire life behind in New York, your career of 19 years, your apartment, your everything. You left all of that behind to marry this guy. And you are questioning if he's ready for marriage, if this was the right decision for you to make. Are you kidding me, girl? Are you serious? Anywho, so later on, whatever day it is, they're celebrating their 1 year anniversary. So instead of just enjoying the moment, enjoying one another, concentrating on the things that they like about each other on their 1 year anniversary, she wants to talk about what can we change in one another? Like, why do you want to bring up something that is going to be controversial and possibly very negative on your 1 year anniversary? You can talk about all the things that y'all don't like about each other any other day. Why does it have to be this particular day? So he tells her, I need you to chill out because you're just you're crazy. You're too emotional. You get angry too quickly. You're up and down all the time. So I need you to be a little bit more calm. She tells him that she wants him to allow her to have male friends. This is the conversation that you want to have on your anniversary. I understand that you have to have drama for the show, but this could have been talked about the day before the anniversary on camera, the day after the anniversary on camera. Why the day of? But anyways, whatever. So he says, well, if I'm going to let you have male friends and you're going to have to let me have female friends. But my understanding was you didn't want me to have any female friends. And she says, it's not that I didn't want you to have female friends. It's that when I would ask you if you had female friends, you would tell me that you didn't when you actually did. So then she says to him that she has a friend that's going to be coming into town, coming into the DR, and it's a guy, and she wants to spend time with him. And he, after she kind of gives a description of who he is, he was like, "Oh, I know who you're talking about. That's your ex-boyfriend." And then she said something really strange and contradictory. She said, I forgot what she said. Let me see. Did I write it down? No, I didn't write it down. She said something like, "No, we were just friends, but we were together." She said something that was kind of contradictory. It doesn't even matter. It's her ex-boyfriend. And Johan knows it's her ex. And then she finally does say that, yes, it is her ex-boyfriend. And she wants to be able to spend time with him when he comes into the DR. Johan said it's a no-go. I'm not going to allow that. That's extremely disrespectful to me and to this relationship. And if you go through with it, you're going to suffer the consequences of that. And so she's like, well, in America, it's normal. Is it? Is it normal in America for people to go out all the time with their exes? Is it normal? Danielle, what are you talking about? When people get like this, when I see this, where people are like, you need to let me go spend time with my ex-boyfriend, my ex-husband, my ex-wife, or whatever the hell it is. Why? If that relationship is so important to you that you're willing to risk this relationship, then why don't you get out of this one and go to that one? Or is there a reason why you left that person or that person left you and now you're here? It didn't make any sense to me how she wanted to have an argument about spending time with her ex on the day of her anniversary of all days. It just didn't make any sense. Danielle is just strange. She is strange as hell. The only reason why you wanted to get with Johan was because he was good looking. He was, very pleasing to the eye. He came with certain types of benefits, bonuses, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm talking about. And you were mesmerized. Okay, some people have another word for it. It's blankmatized, but you were definitely mesmerized. And also maybe you're trying to run away from your financial problems in New York, and that's why you were so quick to leave everything and come live in the DR. Danielle, you have a lot of layers to you, and as we're getting to know you better and peeling away the layers, I'm not liking what I'm seeing, and I'm beginning to kind of feel sorry for Johan. Moving on to Nicole and Mahmoud. So Nicole is still stranded at the hotel, okay, where Mahmoud left her. She thought that he was going to be coming back, I guess, being all apologetic. This ain't no soap opera, sweetheart. Maybe in a soap opera, the guy will come running back and get down on his knees and be like, "Oh my God, baby, I'm so sorry. Let's just make up. I'm so sorry I made you upset. You're right and I was wrong." But no, Mahmoud went home. Mahmoud went home and he stayed home. And it was so bad that the brother was like, "Wait a minute, where the hell is your wife?" And Mahmoud had to tell his brother, "Oh, I left at the hotel because we got into a fight." So the brother was like, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to go back to that hotel and we're going to get your damn wife. Nicole is just sitting in this lobby expecting Mahmoud to return, apologetic, crawling on his hands and knees, begging for her forgiveness. And it didn't go down like that at all. So they show up, and at first the brother talks to Nicole alone, and the brother says that, Mahmoud doesn't have a lot of experience with women. You are his first everything, first girlfriend, first wife, first everything. So he doesn't know how to act. He doesn't know what to do. And so then Mahmoud comes over and he talks to his wife, and they start arguing about clothes. And she tries to tell him, "You can't change me. Don't make me into something that you want me to be. Just accept me how I am." And Mahmoud says, "I'm not going to accept you dressing how you want to dress. There's a certain way that you are supposed to dress here in Egypt as a Muslim woman, and I'm not going to allow you to dress any other way." So she's like, "Well, I'm not going to change." And he says, "Well, I'm not going to change either." So then she says, "Okay, then I might as well just go home." And he's like, "Okay, that's fine." So she says, "Okay, I'm going to go home. I'm going to pack my stuff and you're going to take me to the airport." And Mahmoud is like, "Okay." And so when the brother gets wind of this, the brother is like, "No, that's not how we're going to do it. Whatever y'all are arguing about, let's put that to the side for now and let's just all calm down. And, just for the sake of peace, let's just calm down. And when we have clearer heads and our tempers are not, so high and our emotions are not so high, we'll have another discussion. But for now, let's just put everything to the side and let's move on peacefully." Okay, fine. A few days later, Mahmoud and Nicole go out with the brother and the brother's wife. And I was kind of wondering if this was like a way to convince Nicole, for them to bring the wife along. I was wondering if it was a way to convince Nicole to kind of learn to adapt to Muslim culture, because the wife of the brother told Nicole, I in the beginning I didn't like wearing a hijab, but now I'm used to it. I still don't like it, but I wear it and it's okay. And I wonder if they're going to use the sister, the brother's wife, to kind of like work on Nicole to make her a little bit more adaptable. Because the brother, Mahmoud's brother, thinks that she's going to soon adapt, because it took a while for his wife to adapt, but she finally did it. So he believes that it's going to be the same thing with Nicole, that it may take some time, but she will finally adapt. And what that is saying to me is that the family is expecting her to acclimate to this culture. And they're not going to, the end result is not going to be Nicole wearing whatever she wants and living however she wants. The end result that they're expecting is for her to assimilate, point blank, period. So, Nicole says that she wants to make it work, and she loves her husband, and she wants to make it work. And we know that. We know that you want to make it work, and we know that y'all love each other. But when it comes to certain things, y'all just don't want to compromise. And this is how I see it. Nicole is in another country, so she has to give that country respect. And I didn't like how she called it weird when she was stuck at the hotel lobby waiting for Mahmoud to return, and she's like, I'm stuck here in this weird country. It's not weird. It's not weird. It's just different from what you're used to. But you went there. You chose to go to that country. That country did not drag you kicking and screaming to come live there. Mahmoud did not drag you kicking and screaming to come live in Egypt. You voluntarily decided to go live there. So you have to just do what they do. And I don't care about individuality. I don't care about expressing yourself. If you want to do that, if you want to live that kind of, come back to America, come back to LA, where you can express yourself all you want. But if you're going to go live in another country, just like if Mahmoud was living here, I don't think he should expect her to live like it is in a Muslim country. She lives here, and if Mahmoud decided to come to America, he cannot expect her to dress in a hijab and do all these other traditional Muslim things, because that's not what we do here in America. So he can't expect her to do that. But she's living over there, so she has to acclimate to what's going on over there. That's just how I see it. I think if y'all can't see eye to eye, you just have to go with the custom of the land. Point blank, period. Go with the custom of the land. And if that's all you can do, Nicole, because he's not going to change. His brother's wife acclimated. I don't see anybody around you that has not acclimated until next week, when we see her talking to a friend who seems to be kind of westernized in her way of thinking. But anyways, either acclimate, Nicole, or go back home. But you chose to go back to Egypt. Moving on to Isabelle and Gabe. So Gabe just told the parents that he's trans, and he explains his journey. And the parents are shocked and they're speechless. Gabe talks about how people who liked him and loved him and were there for him, but deserted him once they found out that he was trans. And so he's got that fear of people leaving him or deserting him once they find out that he's trans. And so the mom says that she accepts who he is because she likes him for who he is. She likes the person that he is inside. It's not about the exterior. It's about what's inside the person. So the mom says, I love you. I accept you, blah, blah, blah. The father says the same exact thing. The father was a little bit like, well, I need to know more about this. But the father said that, it's not going to change how he feels about Gabe, and that Gabe is still welcomed in his home, etc. And that he's not here to judge. Only God can judge. So the dad is like, let's just move on. So after that, Gabe is having a conversation with Isabelle, and he's very suspicious about how quickly her parents accepted him being trans. And so he thinks that the other shoe is about to drop. And so he's like, I need you to have a conversation with your mom just to be sure that they truly are accepting of who I am and what I'm about. So Isabelle was like, okay, no problem. Gabe then takes out the kids and he tells the kids that he wants to marry their mother, and both of them are really happy and excited about it. He shows them the ring and he talks about how he plans to propose to Isabelle. So then we see Isabelle having a conversation with her mom. So Isabelle says, "Has dad said anything else?" And the mom says, "You mean about our conversation, what we talked about with Gabe?" "Yes, mom." "What else is there?" And so the mom says that dad still needs more clarification on things. Mom says that she just wants to make sure that Gabe can provide her with stability. I'm assuming she means providing for her financially. And, Isabelle was like, "Don't worry about that. We love each other. Gabe is good for me. He takes good care of me, blah, blah, blah." So then the mom says, "Okay, that's all good. But when it comes to marriage, I need y'all to wait. I don't want y'all to rush into marriage. So y'all need to put that like on the back burner for now until I don't know what, until y'all get more clarification on what it means to be trans, or until they get to know each other better. I'm not sure." But mom was like, "Don't rush into marriage," which is kind of, interesting because Gabe has already bought the ring and he's already told the kids that he's going to propose and how he wants to propose. So, honey, the train has left the station. So get on board or get left at the damn docking station, whatever it is. Moving on to Jen and Rishi. So after killing wasps, she decides to FaceTime her friends, and she tells her friends that her visa was approved and she's going to be going back to India in a few weeks. And before she left for India, her friend tells her that Rishi has sent her a picture. She asked for a picture. This is the friend that catfished Rishi and was having this online conversation with him. And so she asked for a picture and Rishi sent her a picture. And the picture that Rishi sent was definitely inappropriate, because he is someone who is engaged to get married to a woman named Jen, and he's out here sending thirst trap pictures to a woman he doesn't even know online. And the picture, he is basically naked, okay? He just has on a towel, and that's it. And it's a very provocative, sexy, thirst trap kind of picture. And it could only be for one reason, and one reason only, that you would send a picture like that to a woman is because you want to entice them and you want to arouse them. And why do you want to do that if you have a fiance? So when the friend sent the picture to Jen, Jen was shocked. She couldn't believe it and she didn't like it at all. And the friend was like, "Hey, I tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen to me. I didn't send you the picture. I didn't tell you about the picture because it wouldn't have mattered. You were going to do whatever the hell you wanted to do anyway." So I kind of feel like the friend still should have sent the picture before Jen left. And we understand that Jen was going to do whatever she wanted. She was still going to go to India. It wasn't going to stop her from going to India. But she probably would have taken care of this issue a lot sooner. If she would have known then what she knows now. But that's neither here nor there. So she does want to confront Rishi, and she doesn't have any plans right now to break up with him until she goes to India and figures out, and sees what he has to say. Rishi is in India, obviously, and he's taking some dance lessons or giving dance or whatever he's doing with his friend, Kashi. So after they do the little dance thing, Rishi and Kashi are having a conversation and they're talking about him getting married to Jen. The friend asks Rishi, "Have you told your parents? Have you told your family that you are engaged to get married?" And he still hasn't told his family that he's engaged to Jen. And so the friend sees that as a red flag, because the friend is like, if my boyfriend had proposed marriage to me but didn't tell his family, I would think that was a problem. And so then the friend asks him, "Are you really ready to get married?" And he says, "Yes, I'm ready." And the friend says, "Well, have you ever cheated on Jen?" And he's like, "No, of course not." And the friend says, "Well, every time that we've gone out, with our group of friends, you disappear. We'll arrive at the bar or at the club and then you're gone and we don't see you until the end of the night." And so, I guess the friend is saying, you're out there trying to hook up with women, and you're doing your thing. So are you really sure that this is what you really want to do? And so he kind of denies. It's like, "Oh, I'm not cheating, I'm not doing anything wrong, whatever." Rishi to me seems like a forever playboy. Something about, I just don't see Rishi as husband, family man material. He puts a lot of emphasis on his hair. Okay. He thinks his hair makes him. And the fact that he was a model at one time, and the way he kind of just carries himself is very much like he thinks that he is the bomb.com. He thinks that, he's got it going on like that, and that all eyes are on him. And I just don't see him being like the settled down husband. Let's have some kids, I just don't see him as that type of a guy at all. But anyways, now 4 months have passed, and Jen is on her way back to India. And so on the way to the airport, her sister-in-law is driving her to the airport. She tells her sister-in-law about the picture, and she shows the sister-in-law the picture. The sister-in-law is like, oh my God, that's absolutely 100% inappropriate. I wouldn't be going to India if I were you. There's no way I'd go back to India to be with that man. And so, Jen is all, well, I need to talk to him, see what he has to say, etc. And so at the airport, right before I guess she goes into the airport, she's crying. And I don't know if she's crying because she's leaving home, or is she crying because she feels like her relationship with Rishi is slowly but surely falling apart, because that picture was inappropriate. I don't know if is it because she can't get a refund on her ticket and all the money that she spent on her visa. I don't know what's going on, but I pray to God that she does not go through with marrying this man, because for him to send a picture like that, knowing that he had a girlfriend / fiance, y'all, it's just a bad sign altogether. And I feel so bad for Jen, because, Jen seems like a really sweet girl. She seems like someone who's really nice, and all she wants to do is to love and be loved. And it's just really sad that she's with a playboy. Rishi is just a playboy to me. I don't see him changing his ways anytime soon. Moving on to Jamie and Chris. They got married. Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.